Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever ember wanders near.
Yeah. Okay, before we get into React's chat, I have news. We have an update on the civil case between Ethan and Frogan. We have an update. This one from Ben Shapiro's Biceps says Frogan is ordered to pay $180,404 as her default judgment, and currently she only has $39,000 in the GoFundMe. Now, we do have another post from Yeet from 5 hours ago where supposedly she is clarifying the update in her lawsuit with Ethan Klein.
Hope to think that you guys don't think I'm...
Oh, for God's sake, turn your volume up, lady. All right, hang on, I'll have to do this my way.
Hope to think that you guys don't think I'm stupid. And yeah, at the end of my mic, bro.
What the fuck?
I'm hoping that...
Boy, and you guys say streamers, you say VTubers are scuffed. What the hell? You think she's stupid. What was your first clip?
At the end of the day, you guys don't think I'm stupid, you know? And yeah. I'm curious how you can cook on a default judgment. I can cook, but also, like, obviously I'm not going to say what's happening.
Bearing in mind, she's received a default judgment. Okay, because when Ethan's lawyers, basically brought this to court, and Frogan just kind of went, la, la, la. Frogan literally did the legal equivalent of, la, 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 I can't hear you, la, 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 I can't hear you. And the judge said, la, 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 I don't care, la, 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 default judgment for the plaintiff. Because Frogan and her lawyer never responded to Ethan, never responded to court, the judge went, fuck it, Ethan, you win. And it was a default judgment. And she's saying, oh, I can cook on this. No, you can't. No, you can't. Literally, it is a default judgment. You're done. You're fucking done. Listen to it.
But anyways, the whole point is they have to prove damages. Damages have to be proven. This is federal court.
Yeah. Why do you think the lawsuit was accepted in the first place? Why do you think the courts accepted and were proceeding in the first place? That was in the complainant. In the complainant that Ethan and his lawyers submitted, they literally showcased how this was damaging to him. Wait. Oh my God. What's so crazy is she's just giving Ethan more evidence should he need to bring it to the judge. She can't be this stupid. Hi, this is Frogan. Have you met her? Yes, she absolutely... She refused to show up in court to even try and do a plea bargain. You want to ask, is she this stupid? Casey Tron, the baked out of her skull retard, was smart enough to actually do a settlement with Ethan where she only had to pay like $10,000. Okay, and that is the dopehead bimbo that is baked out of her mind 24/7. And she was smart enough to actually do a plea agreement with Ethan. She didn't even address the case. She literally stuck her fingers in her ears like a kid and said, I'm going to pretend that this isn't happening. And maybe it'll go away. You're going to ask me, is she this stupid? Yes. Yes, she is 100% this stupid.
And one last thing on this, guys. This is the amount of comment.
Oh my God, she's actually doing the Denim's defense. She's actually going to try and pull the denims that she can't be this dumb. What am I saying? Of course she's this fucking stupid. This might have worked if you didn't have a default judgment. Because this is the exact same defense that Denims was going to use. Denims pulled this up on her screen going, looky, this was like the pause time and the amount of time that I worked. Look, see, I actually like did more and actually like was transformative, which he wasn't, by the way. And by the way, she also said, thank you for taking money away from Ethan. So this would only work if you didn't default and you and your lawyer actually said, no, we want to actually fight this. Yeah, she's too stupid to figure out they've already found her guilty by default because neither she nor her lawyer responded to anything from Ethan's lawyers or the courts. And she thinks, oh, this is going to save me.
Commentary I did during the content nuke.
None of this matters.
The yellow is normal speed, green is 1.5 speed.
None of this matters.
And blue is 1.75 speed. Okay. And if I remember correctly,
see, you know what? She's desperately trying to be Denims now. She saw what Denims did with this kind of bullshit on her stream. And now she's trying to be Denims. The funniest part is she's dumber than Denims. She's actually stupider than Denims is. Because, yeah, correct. This is all immaterial. None of this matters. Absolutely none of this matters. The judge has already rendered a default verdict in favor of the plaintiff. It's completely immaterial. It doesn't matter. Just like you.
I had the video paused 52% of the time. And the average length of unpaused playing was 23.3 seconds.
This doesn't matter.
And if Ethan said that my lawyer wasn't responsive, he's a fucking liar because he knows our...
Oh, no, he's not. Oh, who's the... Oh, pot meat fucking kettle. Her lawyer was unresponsive and that's a lie? Really? Then how did he get a default judgment? See, a default judgment only happens if your lawyer didn't respond. Literally, that is how default judgments work. If your lawyer had responded, then there would have been no default judgment. It would have been proceeding as normal. There would have been discovery. Things would have proceeded as designed. But because your lawyer didn't respond, the judge made a default ruling. That's how this works. Maybe you could lie to all of your dumbass chat. Maybe, you don't exactly cultivate a brain trust in your chat, okay? Let's get that out of the way right now. But for everyone else who knows how reality works, a judge will not facilitate a default judgment if the lawyers are responding back and forth with one another. A judge could not, by law, issue a default judgment if the lawyers are in communication. The only way a judge is legally able to facilitate a default judgment is if one lawyer reaches out to the other lawyer, that other lawyer does not respond, and the initiating lawyer goes to the judge with evidence going, Judge, Your Honor, we've attempted to contact defendant's lawyer X amount of times. Here are the records of these attempted contacts. We have received 0 contacts back. We are asking for a default judgment. Judge looks at the evidence, go, okay, yeah. Attempted call made, attempted email made. No response. Cool, default judgment. Bang. And end of case. So, you lied. You lied and I'm calling out your lie. You are a liar. Ethan's lawyers did reach out to you. Because that's how they were able to beat you in court. Because the dumbass lawyer that you hired just kind of went, oh.
Lawyers have been talking.
No, they haven't. You're lying.
He knows our lawyers have been talking.
No, they haven't.
Since
Lie.
the end of July.
Lie.
of last year.
Okay. So maybe, now she's conflating. Oh, now she's trying to conflate. Maybe their lawyers did initially talk at the end of July in 2025. That's certainly possible. Absolutely. But at some point, your lawyer ceased communication. And Ethan's lawyers were reaching out to your lawyer presumably numerous times, and your lawyer stopped responding. And it was at that point, after numerous attempts to make contact and your lawyer not responding back, is when Ethan's lawyer went to the judge and said, "Hi, they're not talking to us anymore." So she's desperately trying to conflate to make her look like I'm actually telling the truth. Look, guys, I'm actually telling the truth. Our lawyers have been talking since July, and they stopped talking. They may have initially were talking when you first contracted your lawyer. Maybe yes, your lawyer did reach out to Ethan's lawyer in July of 2025 initially. Sure, I'll accept that. And then they stopped talking. Maybe because you didn't pay them. Maybe the lawyer said, "Yeah, I'm not going to do any further work until you pay me." And because Frogan is broke, she couldn't pay him, and so the lawyer said, "I'm not doing anything." And so that nothing happened anymore. I'm guessing that's probably it. Like she gave the lawyer the initial fee to start the work and then stopped paying her, and the lawyer basically went, "I'm not doing anything else for you without you paying me." And that's it. Yeah, oh, she's absolutely broke. She begs for money literally every stream. Every stream she goes on, she is nonstop begging for money. Pay for my rent, pay for my DoorDash, pay for my medical bills. Like nonstop. Every single stream, she begs for more. Begs for money. Don't you know she ate her lawyers? I can't say that you're wrong.
And at the end of the day, me personally, I don't understand why people stalk the docket. It's so crazy to me.
Oh,
Like
it's so crazy to you that people are interested in this case because you have been nonstop going after people, especially veterans, and hoping veterans get PTSD and no health care. You're surprised that people are gleefully watching your downfall and basically pulling the court dockets to see what the progress of the case is. You are one of the most hated people on Twitch. Right up there with Hassan, right up there with Denims, right up there with Noah, right up there with Mike from PA. You are some of the most hated people on Twitch. And you're shocked that people are gleefully like watching your downfall. Okay, sure. I was going to ask, you really can't be that stupid, but you're Frogan. Yes, you can be.
Crazy to me how Reddit found out before I did. Like, don't you think that's kind of insane?
No, I don't. Considering you employed the Snarks, considering you're part of the Snark subreddit that deliberately made an effort to try and steal revenue from Ethan by the Snark subreddit, like steering people towards yours and Denim's and Caseytron's streams to watch the video for the specific purpose of depriving Ethan of ad revenue and depriving him of viewers. No, I'm not surprised. Not at all. Yeah, it's almost like that's the reason why she got sued.
Like, people are coming in here telling me shit I didn't even know about my own lawsuit right now.
Maybe because you didn't pay your lawyer, and so now you have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna hazard it. I still think she stopped paying her lawyer. She could. I'm gonna, because the GoFundMe money is still in the GoFundMe. I don't think she's pulled any of it. So she probably had just enough money to do the initial consulting fee with her lawyer just enough money for the lawyer to do the initial reach out to Ethan. She probably didn't have she had no money left after that, couldn't pay the lawyer to do anything else. And the lawyer said, "Cool, I'm not doing anything else if you're not going to pay me." So that's why you didn't know. You probably didn't pay your lawyer and your lawyer wasn't doing any work.
Because this shit's happening after hours.
Oh, you are so stupid. So yeah, so there you go. So she's gonna have to pay 100, according to this. We don't know if it's true. Oh well, this is coming from the H3 I'm guessing this is H3 subreddit. We don't know if this dollar amount is correct. We do not know if it's correct. Let's see. Update: Ethan Klein vs. Frogan Doug will be heard on August 10th. If ordered, Frogan will have to pay the statutory damages of $150K or about $39K in lost profits, the amount of GoFundMe, about $30,000 in attorney's fees and taxable costs, services of processing, blah, blah, blah. Photo wants to be application of the default judgment. The rest are from supporting documents filed with the application. Okay, so she's either going to have to pay $150 in damages, which would be the statutory, or if Ethan agrees, the $39,000 in lost profits, which is the amount, so he'll drain her GoFundMe, and she'll have to pay 30 grand in attorney's fees. That would be Ethan's attorney's fees and taxable costs and services. So in the end, she's either going to have to pay $150K for the statutory if Ethan decides to go for the statutory damages, which Ethan, if you're listening, fucking do it. I'd say absolutely go for the $150K. Do not hold back. Yes, this is a civil suit. Like, Ethan absolutely should do the $150K. Do not be the nice guy. He can't be the nice guy anymore because these people are constantly going after him. They're constantly targeting. They're calling his wife a valid military target. You can't be nice. Go after them and take them for everything you can. But regardless, it's going to be, he'll lower the amount for the optics. See, I don't think he should. You can't. We are at the point right now in the social zeitgeist, she shouldn't lower the optics. Because people like Frogan and everyone like her, Hassan, Denims, Casey Tron, Noah, all of them, they're all basically calling people like Ethan genocidal killers. And we've seen the way the shift is turning in the world, that basically they're ginning up people that will gleefully start going after them and try to kill them. So yeah, he's got it. We are, he was nice with Casey Tron because we were not at that point yet socially, like from a sociological standpoint. Things have changed since the Casey Tron settlement. I think he needs to go for the throat. I absolutely do. He needs to make an example of her. He absolutely does. Like, okay, you want to play fuck around? I'm going to take you for everything. I'm going to take everything from you and make it mine. Because otherwise, they're going to keep coming after him. And others like him. The only way people are going to sit up and go, maybe I shouldn't do this, is if he financially destroys her. No, she's not making death threats, but her audience, Hassan's audience, Casey Tron's audience, Denim's audience, Noah's audience, they are absolutely making death threats. They are the ones, like those types of people that they cultivate are the ones that are attacking people in the streets because they believe that they are quote unquote Zionists. And they believe that basically all Jewish people should be slaughtered and eliminated from the face of the planet under the auspice of, oh, Israel is doing a genocide, so we need to genocide them first. That is their thought process. So yeah, you need to destroy her financially to give anyone even considering this a second thought that, yeah, we're not playing fuck around anymore. You want to come at us, we're going to come at you 10 times harder because that's how this needs to go now. They come at you, you need to go back at them 10 times harder. You need to, metaphorically speaking, you need to do the untouchables route. We are at the point, societally speaking, that we basically need to do the untouchables. It's basically, they come at you one way, you come back at them 10 times harder. That's what needs to happen. We are at that stage that's how it needs to go. Because they are not going to let up. People like this, people like Frogan and Hassan and all of them, and their audience, they're only ratcheting things up. Why? Because the people they're going after are not. The people they're going after are just doing the ignore thing, or they're just like whatever, and that's not stopping them anymore. Okay, just like ignoring them is not doing anything because they're only going harder, which means we need to go harder in response. Yes, we need to start getting proportional. That's what needs to happen. So yes, Ethan absolutely needs to get fucking proportional on this one and take her for everything. Either go for the full 150, go for the full 150. Even if he can't go for the full 150, she's still going to be paying out about $70,000+. The 39 that's coming out of her GoFundMe, that's going to go straight to Ethan, and then she's going to have around 31,000 that she's going to have to pay for out of pocket, which is the attorney's fees, the taxable costs, and all that good stuff. So she's still going to end up hurting. But I fully think that Ethan should go for the full 150. Absolutely. No more playing nice. You need to go for the throat. You really do. Is he going to do it? I don't know. I legit don't know if he's going to go that route, but he should. Because now is not the time to be showing kindness, because to these people, showing kindness is showing weakness. Can't do it with them anymore. Not anymore.